Step 2. Objectives and goals. What they do. Objectives and goals give purpose to employees. It defines why I am here, why my job is important, and to what level am I expected to perform. On many dairy farms, owners and managers will tell you that people are one of their main challenges. When people are the main challenge on a farm, it is almost always because they are uncertain of what is expected of them. This, of course, leads back to the root problem: management. They simply lack the direction they need in their daily activities and responsibilities. Objectives and goals define what and when work is to be done. Each department should have a list of objectives and goals for them to clearly understand what is expected of them and at what level they are expected to perform. When you define objectives, you are answering every employee's question. What am I supposed to do, and how well should I do it? By monitoring these objectives and goals, which we will talk about later, it gives employees a clear picture of their performance and shows whether they are doing a good job or not. These can also help by being the basis when doing performance evaluations in the future. For the most part, employees want to do a good job. By clearly stating what a good job is, you are setting standards which help your employees and, you are, making managing easier. In this section, we will begin to use our examples and templates. Once you see an example of how others have created their objectives, goals, and protocols, you will find it much easier to simply modify the existing template to fit your dairy farm. You will find examples for this section in the back of this book. Management tip. To further involve your team, print off copies of the examples and give them to each one of your department supervisors, those employees responsible for each process. Example: parlor manager, fresh cow manager, calf manager, etc. You can either do it all together in a meeting or simply review the concept and ask them to modify it themselves. In a week or so, have another meeting and review and revise if necessary. Step 1. Pick a process. Step 2. Review the template to get an understanding of an example of objectives and goals. Step 3. Writing objectives. As you will see, some of these objectives may be similar to yours. However, there may be differences at your farm. Do your milkers do different things? Do they feed cows in the parlor? Do they treat mastitis? Do they process colostrum, check quality, and feed first colostrum? Do they milk fresh cows? Do milkers do parlor cleanup, or does someone else? Do milkers bring cows to the milking parlor, or does a cow mover do it? Think of what your milkers do and add it to the template and subtract the ones they are not responsible for. Step 4. Writing goals. Do this the same as with the objectives. Add and subtract the goals you want for your dairy farm. Be sure to be realistic, and remember, this is a living document. It can always be changed. Goals are the standard you want to operate by, so if your current somatic cell count is 250,000, set your goal to the industry standard and work towards achieving that goal. If you set it at 150,000, your employees now understand that 250,000 is not acceptable, and it will also reflect in part their quality of work. Step 5. In Figure 12, in the Objectives and Goals, you will see a small part of the organization chart that involves only the milking process. In this example, it shows that the parlor manager is responsible for all 3 milking shifts. The parlor manager is responsible for the employees, objectives, and goals. There are 3 milkers and 1 cow mover per shift. Everyone works 12-hour shifts starting at 8 and ending at 8. Add or subtract your team and modify the time as necessary. Management tip. When defining your goals, involve your veterinarian, consultants, or industry experts that you work with. They have valuable insight as to what industry standards are and what your farm and management is capable of. The goals that you create in this section will be the means that we measure the success or failure of each process. See monitoring performance. Key points of Step 2.